Okay. Has this been a different year for the New Hampshire primary than previous years?
I think there's less enthusiasm because it's a one-party campaign.
Yeah.
So I think that always tends to change the dynamics of it. And I don't feel like anybody is terribly excited about any particular campaign.
I think few people, I agree, I think few people are excited. And even prior campaigns where it was a one-party primary, there seemed to be much more activity, much more enthusiasm. I was on Main Street in Concord yesterday evening, and it was dead. There was nothing going on. Most unusual in that respect. And you asked me earlier why I thought that was. I think that both the compression of the process, pulling it up so close to the first of the year, also was such a short span between Iowa and New Hampshire that the candidates did not put the effort into New Hampshire until right after Iowa.
Yeah, it appears there hasn't been as much traditional New Hampshire retail politicking as there has been in years past.
No question about it.
There really has been. What they have done is they've relied on technology and phoning. And I could count, we have caller ID at home. And I've been averaging 20 phone calls a day, which is really
automated or
automated.
Robocalls.
Oh man,
it's so
those aren't
annoying.
fun, are they?
They're so annoying. and this is what I've been getting people coming through complaining about. That.
Oh really?
So, oh yeah.
Now, are those legal in New Hampshire?
Oh yeah.
As long as you identify the source.
Yeah. If you say who you're calling from,
it's legal.
You know, this campaign or it's.
Oh, as opposed to like an anonymous attack ad, an anonymous robocall.
Right. Those are
sure.
But
and there's a number of those robocalls. I'm even getting robocalls, even though I'm a registered Democrat.
Yeah.
And a number of the robocalls are coming from groups supporting candidates as opposed from the candidates' campaign. So, you know, Catholics for
whatever,
for whomever. I've been getting a number of those calls. The other thing is, I agree with Jill on the technology. Much more of a reliance on the internet. You go to YouTube and pull up footage on one of the candidates, or about a debate or something, and it's typically now preceded with an advertisement from one of the candidates.
Right.
What does this change mean for future New Hampshire primaries? Will its influence be diminished next time?
There's always an effort to diminish the New Hampshire primary.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I go back to '76 and doing primaries here, and every year someone, the next year around, when they're setting up their rules, tries to diminish the role, which I personally think would be a terrible mistake. Not only because I live here, but I've lived elsewhere. And you wait till you get to Pennsylvania, New York, Maryland, South Carolina. If you see that candidate with fewer than 1,000 other people, you're surprised. Here, if you want, you will meet the next president in somebody's living room. And the ability of a candidate to dodge hard questions in a small group is greatly diminished as opposed to just doing a photo op and a speech in front of a large group. So I think something is lost by cutting down on the retail politics.
Yeah. I think that, along with the whole idea of just, my daughter lives in California, and by the time that they get to anything, they don't even know who these people are. And they've usually whittled it down. So that I think we have a unique opportunity to really see all the candidates, their flaws and their
foibles.
Their foibles very clearly, and it kind of becomes a very discerning point for the candidates because of the small groups and because of the just New Hampshire population. The people here are involved, and so when you see them not being as excited about it, then you recognize that something's off. And that's what has felt like this year.
Tell me why New Hampshire should have this much influence in the presidential nominating process.
Sure, we're not urban. We don't have the demographics that match the United States. I've heard all the arguments. I'll go back to a couple of points. One, it is being smaller, and so a candidate, a serious candidate, has to do retail politics. Look who's ahead here in the latest polling, and those are people who went out and did retail politics. The other thing is we have a very well-informed electorate, so it's tough to avoid issues here the way it is in other states, including when, again, you can appear as a candidate in front of a crowd of 1,500, 3,000 people. You don't get quizzed. You don't get quizzed by the citizenry and learn. First, the candidate doesn't learn what's important to citizens, but also they get to give a canned speech and avoid dealing with things that the kitchen table issues that matter to people.
I think it was interesting this morning. I was listening to NPR before I came to work, and they were saying how New Hampshire had, probably the lowest unemployment rate around, and that they had economically we were really in a good place, and yet the main topic and the main concern of the residents in New Hampshire was economics. So even though we may not be suffering like some of the other states are, they, as Harry said, the electorate here is really informed, and so they care about what's affecting the whole country. We really are a group of people that are not isolated. It may seem like we are, but we're well informed, well aware of what's going on around the country, and take those issues very seriously as compared to just being concerned about what's happening to New Hampshire.